Midday Kentucky cooking segment brought to you by Creative Kitchen and Bath, where you will always cook in style.
Hey everyone, welcome back to Midday Kentucky over here at Creative Kitchen and Bath. We've been here all week, and if you're wanting to renovate your bathroom or your kitchen, this is the place that you need to go. They have absolutely everything that you need, including a self-contained kitchen, which we love coming to. Miss Allison Davis.
Yes, hi.
How are you?
I'm wonderful.
Good.
Feeling like summer is finally coming and that we're getting some nice warm
It's getting
weather.
a little warmer.
Yeah, so we're starting to get into my favorite time of the year in Kentucky, which is where we start to get produce from local farms, and we just get this early spring crops that are starting to come to life.
You know what, we need to do a show of local produce.
Yeah. We can
That's what we
certainly
need to do, Alison.
Well, we're going to be highlighting one today.
Do you like how I just put some work on it?
One today, which is some fresh spring radishes.
And can I just tell you, I didn't realise you just took them out of the oven. So I thought, oh, I've never had a hot radish. It was so bloody hot. I had to put it over
It did
there.
just come out of the oven. But we're
I think I burnt
roasting.
my tongue a
It's
little
my
bit.
favorite way to eat radishes. You know,
Is it?
raw. I want you to try just a little bit of radish raw.
I love these.
They're a little bit bitter though, right? When they're raw.
I love them.
When they're roasted though, they get sweeter and they get juicy.
Actually,
and they're
that's
not...
a nice radish. It's got a bit of a kick to it.
Yeah, and they have a little bit of heat
Yeah.
too. But
They
when
don't
they're
all have that.
roasted, some people just don't find them that great when they're raw. But when they're roasted, they are so
Well, I
lovely.
tell you, coming from a farm, my father used to plant, we used to have this huge vegetable patch, and my father used to plant rows and rows of radishes.
Oh.
And then on the weekends he'd say, son, go out and get me some radishes.
Yeah.
So I'd go out to the vegetable patch, I'd pull out the radishes, wash them all, and he'd come out with his pocket knife and 2 beers.
And just eat them.
And he'd sit there in the garden eating the radishes, and I was allowed
what
to
a
have what
lovely
we call a
story.
shandy back home in Australia,
Yeah.
which is a beer, but it was a quarter of beer and the rest was lemonade.
Yeah.
I felt it was just the best thing.
Oh, that's such
Yeah.
a sweet story.
Yeah, well, it's probably as sweet as I'm going to get. Okay?
All right, well, we're not finished there. We've roasted these radishes off in the oven with olive oil, salt, and
Oh,
pepper.
you didn't cut this
so
one.
this one is a little not quite as hot. If you want to try just a little bite of that and just see how the texture changes and it gets super juicy.
Like a turnip?
Yeah, turnip.
Turnip.
Yes.
Turnip.
Yeah. I just love them. I love the flavor that it gets. But we're going to add...
I'd like to roast them again once I've cut them up.
Okay. Well, you can cut them before you roast them too, and then even blister them up more.
Yeah.
But what we're going to do is we're going to kind of finish them in a little bit of a butter sauce. So we have some butter here that we're browning. You know I've done this before. I'm such a fan of brown butter.
Can I put it in there?
Yeah, well, we're going to add a few other things. I've got some fresh tarragon, which I don't think tarragon is used quite enough. It's definitely
What is it used for?
Well, it's more of that fennel and that anise
I
flavor.
love that.
And I just think that people just kind of pass
Forget it.
over tarragon and
But
use thyme and rosemary
But
and
Alison,
parsley.
people probably don't know how to use it.
Right, so you just take it, chop it up, you strip it just like you would any other herb, and what we're going to do is we're going to add it into our butter, and then we're going to combine a little bit of, it may have turned off a little bit.
Hold on.
We're going to combine a little bit of fresh orange zest into our butter. So we're adding some citrus, we're adding some herbs, and then we just have this beautiful butter, and then we're going to add the radishes after they've roasted and allow them to just kind of melt into that brown butter, and then this is just ready to serve at that point.
Oh, that's ready? Well, I've got to put my radishes in there.
Yep, so we're going to turn up our butter. Our butter's just slightly browning.
Oh, that
I think we
smells
can
good.
get a shot of this. And you can just see where it starts to foam a little bit, and it'll take on a really like nutty smell. That's when you're ready. And then we're just going to add those radishes
Now?
in. Yeah, go right ahead. And just kind of let them finish in this. And this is just going to be a fantastic side for you in the summer months, and definitely if you go to the farmer's market right about now, you're going to be able to start to see some fresh
Are we grabbing
radishes.
a shot of this? Because
Isn't that lovely?
looks like that
And it's
strawberry
simple.
flambe thing.
Yeah, and it's simple. You don't have to overdo it, you know? And the smells are fantastic. And of course, a little salt and pepper at the end, and you're done.
And how much butter? A kilo of butter?
No, that was about 4 tablespoons.
Really?
Yeah.
It looks like an awful lot of butter. do you drain that?
You don't have to.
All right, no, you don't. If you want to find out about this recipe, head over to wtvq.com/Midday Kentucky, click on the recipe tab, or of course, head over to Allison Davis's website, wildthymecooking.com,
and Instagram, yeah.
and Instagram. But the thing is, you also have all your cooking schools on there.
Yeah, classes that are coming up.
It's important. Go over, find out how you can become like me and just taste food instead of cooking it. Back after this short break.